Hey everyone, welcome back after a week off for all of you guys that watch these. Uh, so I have a verse that relates kind of to the undertow uh, idea that Pastor Wade had talked about. Uh, so I'll read the verse. It's in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. This is one that was from like a VBS song back in the day for me. So like the transformed, like always kind of this transformer vibe to me. But I always kind of just held on to that verse. So a key part of that verse is that we're constantly having to renew our minds. It's not just you do it once and you're kind of smooth sailing the rest of the way. New situations, new troubles are always going to try and bring us down, but we need to be able to rise above them and keep Jesus as our center. I find myself, especially recently, worried and troubled by a lot of things going on in the world today. I don't think I need to say them all by name, but I think we're all aware of different stuff going on. But God tells us not to focus on these things, not necessarily to ignore them, but not to focus them, and daily renew your mind and make Him the center. In all things, make God the center of your decisions, of your life. And from there, the Holy Spirit can really kind of give you the wisdom and kind of lead you in the right way. Like the verse says, by the testing of renewing your mind, you'll discern what the will of God is. What is God's will for XYZ going on in the world today? And only when you're really in tune with that can you really affect change and affect this positive growth and just bring the kingdom to the world today through you. I know I had a little short personal story. I shared this with the young adults yesterday on our little lunch. So this last week on Facebook, most of you know that I very rarely do anything on Facebook. But I had seen one of my friends comment on something, one of my Christian friends, and I just really just said something I disagree with, and like I really kind of like got in my head like, oh, I gotta like tell him and like correct him or something. But like I sat there with the message written out for like solid like 15 or 20 minutes without sending it. I ultimately did not send it. But just kind of sitting there, and I'm sure many of us have had this, where you see someone with a different opinion, especially a believer. It's easy to kind of get down to that person's level and just kind of go like kind of back and forth, arguing almost. And that's not the intention. There was never really to change someone's mind. And I had to sit there with that message and just feel like, for one thing, do I need to say this? And what is going to be gained from saying it? Like, do I really think this person's mind is going to be changed? Do I really think that God is going to be seen through this? And I just kind of sat there, and ultimately, the answer was no. And it really was trying to catch me into this kind of undertow of like, kind of just like this downward mood of like, oh, this person said this, and now I'm just going to be really upset almost. But I have to, and we have to turn those feelings to God, because only He can really kind of bring us the peace and the answers that we need.